Hi Coach lovers, it's Katie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is honestly a pretty special one to me. I'm kind of basing it off of Coach's Explore Your Story campaign that just came out, which is all about self-expression and creativity and having the courage to be real. Basically just being your authentic real self and kind of who you are and where you're at in life. And I feel like this bag, the Coach Tabby, and what I carry in it is a big part of my story. So I'm gonna take you through it today. A little backstory if you want to get to know me a little bit more. Growing up, I was always really into fashion. I loved drawing and making designs on paper, sketching them, coloring them, you name it, I was doing it. And I genuinely thought that I was gonna be a fashion designer, and that was kind of my dream. But I grew up in a really small town, and I always had this feeling of kind of wanting to leave and just wanting more. Just really having that urge to explore and venture out. My only issue was that I could not sew for the life of me. I still can't. So I kind of pivoted a little bit, and I ended up going the business route of fashion. I studied at the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan for 4 years in fashion business management with a minor in art history. During my first semester there, my mom and family really started pushing me to look for a job, and she really wanted me to work at my local mall. And guys, I did not want to do that at all because I knew I'd run into people from my school and my town, and I was super shy, extremely introverted. So the idea of putting myself out there was completely not it for me. But somehow things started to shift a little bit, and through a friend at FIT, I started volunteering for New York Fashion Week, doing stand-in modeling for brands, one of them being Coach. It was actually the first one that I did too, so that was extra special. And I just completely fell in love with it. It was so much fun. I really got to see behind the scenes. So I felt like doing that with Coach was kind of a sign to apply there. And I kind of did something out of character for myself at the time. I went to my local mall and I confidently walked into the Coach store asking if they were hiring, and they were. So I had an interview in person. And then a couple days later, I got a phone call saying that I got the job. And lo and behold, I still work for Coach till this day, 4.5 years later. So obviously Coach is a huge part of my story, but how does it connect to this bag? Well, the Tabby was actually my first ever Coach bag that I ever owned. And ever since then, it's been my favorite silhouette, to the point where I literally have, I think, 13 Tabby variations in my room, which is kind of insane now that I say that out loud. But the Tabby is more than just a bag to me. It became sort of a conversation starter, especially all the statement ones that I have. And as someone who used to be really closed off and shy, which I still kind of am, at least that's what I think, it actually mattered more than I expected. Working at Coach for almost 5 years now, and having a Tabby with me throughout those years and the different stages in my life, it's really just helped me grow into the person that I am today. Like, I'm still shy, at least I think I am, but I've opened up so much. And in a weird way, the Tabby has been a part of that journey. So I wanted to show you guys everything that I carry in my Tabby, because I feel like what you carry is also a reflection of who you are. Not even in a deep way, just pretty naturally. So in my Tabby, let's open her up. I obviously have my phone. I do social media content for Coach, and I feel like if I don't have my phone, something is wrong. I also love to doom scroll and listen to music, which gets into the next thing I have in my bag. My wired headphones. I'm a big music lover, so I'm always listening to music any kind of chance that I get. I have my wallet, which also kind of ties into music. It's not a Coach one, but it has Harry Styles on it, which is very me. I also have a lot of lip products in here, like an unnecessary amount for every day, but sometimes I like some options, you know? And honestly, every single thing that I put in here really just represents a different part of my life. Content creation, work, staying connected, feeling put together, even as something as small as a lip gloss. I don't have any charms on this bag at the moment, but if I did have a charm, it would 100% be the Coach Cherry Charm. If you know me, you know I'm such a cherry girl, and I just love that it's so playful, a little bit bold and feminine, And I honestly think that that's what charms are really about. Just adding your personality to something that you already love. So even without one on here, that idea is still part of how I style my bags. It's really just about making it feel like you. I actually kind of love that I don't have a charm on here right now because it just shows that you don't need to add anything else or extra for something to feel like you. The personality just really comes from how you wear it and how you style it, and also what you carry inside. So that's what makes it yours. I tend to swap out my bag charms and how I style my bag, and honestly, I rotate my tabbies pretty often. So I like that you can kind of keep evolving your bag as you evolve yourself. And speaking of evolving, since I've been working at Coach, I'm now onto my second store in a different location, and I've met so many different people, whether it's customers, coworkers who've turned into friends. And no matter what phase of my life I'm in, the tabby will always be there for me. And I'm still figuring out my story, but I think that's kind of the whole point. This is just part of my story. I think what I love most about Coach's Explore Your Story campaign is that it's not just about the bag itself, but it's really just about what it represents. And for me, the tabby represents growth and really just stepping out of my comfort zone, especially within the last 5 years. It represents that version of me who walked into the Coach store 4.5 years ago and asked for a job, even though I was scared and nervous. There's this idea that I keep coming back to. Basically, what I carry carries me, which I had to make the title of this video. And I really believe that because no matter what phase of my life I'm in, this bag has always fit into it in some way. So yeah, this is just one part of my story, and I would love to know yours too. So comment down below what you carry every day and what it says about you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's not my usual Coach content, but I just wanted to have the courage to be real with you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my social media for more. I'll have it linked right here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.